case.
Yeah, gonna have to. Whoa, we are jumping in, real
deep.
quick. Okay,
right.
Let's catch up. The science here has not taken place quite yet, so.
They've actually banned some of the science.
Right, we get the lock-in for the blind Sion on the side of TES. So Broken Blade does get counterpicked. That is a place to start that, you know, they were looking for the side of G2. What can he does play Kled into it sometimes.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
That's his counter pick.
Kled gonna get picked up. We'll see if it's locked. 8 seconds left. So Kled confirmed alongside Rakan. A lot of active playmaking tools. And of course, anytime you're against the Sion with a counter pick, there's pressure on you to make a big enough advantage that you can outvalue that Sion as we move later into the game. And Broken Blade has struggled to rise to the challenge thus far, but I think this is his best option to really show what he's got.
And personally, I do find it annoying to play Kled into Wukong because he can leave a clone to kind of stop your parade short a little bit sometimes, and he can be the one to kind of divert that, but is definitely a good matchup in a Sion, is something that Broken Blade does frequently, and you got what you wanted, Drakos. You wanted Labrov on a playmaking champion. Rakan here for himself.
The monkey paw did curl though, because I'm not exactly thrilled to see the Xayah into the Wukong. She goes up, but Wukong just keeps spinning, and then she comes down and Wukong is still spinning. But it is obviously a very powerful 2v2 duo, and the 2v2 has been doing well in isolation. Now they can support it with some bans of their own, taking the Lucian away, taking the Renata, kind of soft removing Kalista from the pool by taking the Renata as well.
Yeah, and I like the bans from TES as well, because even though you're getting countered in lane by the Kled, you do not want jungle to bring a Trundle. Not only does he take your resistances with his ultimate, obviously, but the pillar is very, very difficult for Sion to deal with. Block his ults as well. So good jungle bans here from TES. They're kind of punishing you for giving Broken Blade that counter pick and grabbing that one first, and you opted to drop your jungle for it. So here we go, back to normal. Now we're looking at it. Okay, double down on that counter pick. Get some synergies there, or not.
They keep flashing. I'm wondering if they're going to pick it up. Second time. Stop doing this to me. Don't do that.
I really don't like Rek'Sai after the E nerfs. Like that nerf really did hurt her a lot. Yeah. So do like opting for something different here for G2 instead.
Okay.
Yeah, they're working through it. So let's be patient
Skarner
here. SkewMond definitely always has been quite a good Skarner.
That he has.
Is this, and it's going to accelerate your engage into the team too with Kled, Rakan, and Skarner. Could be a very good look there. Sion's a good body blocker though, and as we said, Wukong not too shabby himself. So we'll see if they can pull it off. Mostly I'm worried for G2 about the Creme versus Caps matchup with the Ryze priority being slammed from Creme. So, hey, the Aphelios are talking about. The Aphelios actually does come out, but it's into the Xayah Rakan instead. So
interesting.
Are going to see that early green grunt priority on the bottom side, and here we go. Syndra did get buffs on the patch. I still prefer the Ryze. Syndra can, you know, fall victim to Wukong, especially once Wukong gets to level 6. Mid lane gets a little dicey. Also, if bot lane gets roam time and Thresh gets the roam towards mid too, that can be very problematic because Ryze can help set you up there too. The only kind of drawback there, lots of people like to gank Syndra a lot.
That they do. Obviously a powerhouse champion in terms of individual laning, but that is her big vulnerability. Scatter the Weak is such a long cooldown. Pretty easy to re-gank or to play around it. Now, Top Esports have a fantastic front-to-back composition. Thread on the side lane with Creme as well, and JackeyLove obviously bearing the brunt of being that late-game scaling carry. Has a Thresh with the Lantern to protect him. Fengyue busted out Thresh on an international stage, and it was Game 3 versus Top Esports where G2 were the ones to pull out the Thresh last year. It was a disaster. But this is a champion that Labrov knows incredibly well, no doubt super comfortable in the matchup. So we'll see if he and Hansama can once again find an edge in the 2v2 and lead this G2 lineup to their first victory in the series. Of course, for TES, the plan very clear. They found advantage in both of their initial games. See if they can do it one more time and continue the trend of 2026 MSI clean sweeps.
All right, every game in isolation. Just look at the game in front of you. Let's see what the early spread here doesn't look like anything too crazy.
That is an electrocute Rakan. Did I miss something while I was gone for 3 months? Is that normal?
No, we're going to look for that burst damage kill. I mean, show it to me. I want to see the burst damage.
Labrov. No Guardian.
I mean, it's hard.
Might have been nice to have the Guardian there, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the electrocute. This Broken Blade was hoping to find the enemy Sion, but Zuian hiding in the darkness, just hoping to get XP. I think scrapping with the Kled at level 1 is a bit of a nightmare. So takes his time to wander in.
Yeah, he waits for the Kled to go up to the wave first out of them. I want to get back up there to see how it turned out. Okay. He's able to get all the melees for Zuian, so nice for him. Still got all 3 melees, and let the Kled have a little priority over the lane for the early stages. But I do want to point out the ward that Broken Blade placed. Down here, so they see the actual exact timer on that jungle start. And then they also had a defensive ward from SkewMond there as well. So really covering to make sure they have full information on the jungle, pathing away from the Sion matchup so the Broken Blade can get the most out of his counter pick here.
Doing their best to set him up for success, stop Tian from doing any kind of cheeky early play, especially nice when you're trying to protect that Syndra in the mid lane. You can see Caps does a relatively good job of trading even here. He gets a lot of free poke, but Creme just much better wave clear at this point, is able to force that mid wave in. Of course, reminder as we get into this, coming into the series, it was easy to underestimate TES because they're a team that, while they've always had high placements, have often fallen short of where they've wanted to end up, of where they've been expected to end up. And that has been the #1 thing that people think about when they think about this lineup. Even if they took down G2 last year, they still fell short in the semifinals at Worlds. But it does feel the air of optimism surrounding this version of TES, a new TES with 2 new rookies, is definitely there based on this series. Hook bot lane, play back. Knock up from Labrov as JackeyLove just spinning through, about to cycle guns, but just continues to harass with the extra range. Lantern as well there to back him up. Swaps over to the Gravitum, so can find CC, but of course no one is in the area. Just that 2v2 exchange.
Okay, yeah, it's going quite well there. They get priority on the lane. They force the back from the Thresh. Ansama and Labrov now going to be able to crash this one. And since they've got their jungle who path down here, they know they have full confidence. See if they get some turret plate money too. And dive maybe?
And the dive, JackeyLove lock up. Infernum there, Gravitum as well. They're about to get locked under the tower. Fengyue, the flash away.
Ooh, so that dive ends up with 4 for 3 in summoner spells, but wait, and they need to be able to finish their recalls.
The spot.
So they do have the CS lead for now, but their recalls are really delayed.
Broken Blade in trouble. Instantly just finds the kill. Soul Furnace explosion, taking him down. SkewMond maybe just hoping to get a kill back, but it's just going to take some chip damage. A free grass proc as well. That is devastating on the top side.
Yeah, we were looking so heavily at the bottom side after the pushback, after that dive attempt, and we didn't see the setup for that gank, and Tian's able to get in there. It is first blood for the Sion in the counter. And he's going to teleport right back to that top lane, and this time, they're the ones. Look at the control, the extra wards here on both the Krugs as well as the Raptors. To see the Skarner pathing away again this time. But Broken Blade jumps right on him after the teleport came through from Zuian.
Still such a good situation for the Kled. Not too much armor quite yet. No boots too. Zuian in trouble. Broken Blade demounted, but doesn't have to give up anything else. And the flash coming out to Zuian means he's going to be incredibly vulnerable to a follow-up gank if SkewMond has time to go topside.
Yeah, Broken Blade getting a very good trade there. Violent after the teleport comes in. Pushing up against it here too. Zuian is going to be able to stick around at least to clear the wave, but he has no teleport and no ult. Like he probably wants to look at the experience before he could get ult. I mean, one more wave, but it's so dangerous.
Flash in, Flay set up there. Gravitum, Rube off the Infernum, and Tian arrives just in time. Hansama out of sums, out of hope in the bot lane 2v2 as JackeyLove grabs the kill.
Tian is everywhere he needs to be, Draco. Successful gank on top side, successful wrap around on the bottom side as well. Tian is doing it live. Zuian as well, able to get back there. The cannon wave soaking a lot of hits. Fengyue blocks to allow his AD carry to get the reset, the recall after acquiring that kill money for JackeyLove. And even though he doesn't have his mobility summoner spells, he's got his upgraded boots here with the full berserkers.
Trying to maneuver around any potential engage Labrov could hope to find, but this is the Tian that this is the reason there are so many disappointed top esports fans, is because this is the ceiling they talk about. This is the player they talk about domestically, the man who can take over the map like this so early on.
And it's on Wukong, who usually everyone's looking at, well, you don't have to worry too much till he's 6, right?
Yep.
He did all that before he was 6 at all.
He's just now 6.
Scuttle Crab is getting...
And the real victim here is the Scuttle Crab. Tian goes down!
Oh my goodness! The tunnel vision for it! And G2 still got the Scuttle Crab.
Anyway, also in trouble now. JackeyLove really good guns for a fight, but only a level 5 Aphelios. Not a lot of items. Another member of TES falls. And that time, I think we could say was a caster curse. That was an awful trade.
All the way to the turret for that thing.
Welcome to MSI, top esports.
Okay. As you're singing Tian's praises, Caps yoinks the Scuttle Crab, but they're not done. You know, Creme is at the turret, so Tian's like, all right, I'm gonna stick around. Let me get that thing. But he doesn't even get it. He tries to go all the way so deep under the tower to get it, Drakos. He one-up Blabber, that is for sure. You know what? It's no longer Blabber's Crabbers. It's Tian's Crabbers now.
It's Tian's Crabbers now. No one.
Tian will go to your house. He will knock on your door.
That is.
Give me that Scuttle Crab back.
That man will go get his own crab and bring it to random restaurants. What the heck? Hold that thought. We're about to talk about international experiences. Then we're going to have to talk about this escape from Broken Blade. But reminder, this G2 lineup goes to every international.
Yeah.
The TES team doesn't have that same luxury. And now with 2 rookies, the experience gap is massive, but it has not affected the performance as TES, outside of whatever we just witnessed in the mid lane, Tian's Crappers. They've just been one step ahead.
I gotta see how many times we gotta see that thing again? That was hilarious. Usually, a lot of junglers have trauma, okay? Syndra is so annoying by yoinking camps away, right? How many times in your life has a Syndra like yoinked away a camp and it takes away their jungler and you'd have to be like, fine. But Tian had enough.
Tian had enough.
And you know what? He didn't even get it.
You know what he did to show him? He ran in and died. Yeah, that'll teach him. Stop stealing my crab, Caps. I'll donate you 300 gold. But we hope that lesson has been learned.
I mean, a lot of this season has been about trying to get jungle priority in. Anyways,
and despite that, Tian still with a small lead. Does set behind his clear a little bit. You can see the XP advantage slightly in favor of SkewMond, although I imagine that'll shift as the grubbies are getting picked up. Fengyue shadowing nicely. No one here to protect this tower. BB on the way, but JackeyLove very likely to just grab a quick plate here.
I mean, as hilarious as it was, too, this is a completely different story than all of the other games because Caps, on top of the first blood, with the CS lead, very, very nice in mid lane. So this the Syndra burst damage is going to be very real this game. We'll see how well, too, because, you know, he's stacking up splinters very effectively.
Yep.
Top side, though, should be fine with Labrov matching for support up here and allowing Broken Blade a little bit of extra safety in their 2v2 after the lane swap-a-roni.
I don't think it's a good call out on the Syndra damage. Expectations are that Creme and JackeyLove are really going to be the stars of this particular show in terms of damage output. So with Creme already falling behind, pressure onto Jackie as Labrov fishes for a bit of a play there. Hook from Fengyue not quite going to connect on the key target. Lock up, bringing Zuian under tower, flashing, ulting away. Still seems like he might die. Nope. Immediate TP out. No one can say this man does not have style.
Zuian out. Ult into teleport, man. And he got the casters of the wave.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, JackeyLove continuing to lay down a bit of damage. Broken Blade demounted. Labrov going to find the knockup. That's going to be big. Charm coming in.
Remount.
Broken Blade about to remount. JackeyLove, I don't think he was ready for this one. Turning back. Purple Guns wants to root them under tower. Another demount for Broken Blade. Going to take him a bit more time this time around. But Labrov goes back in. The fist fight's not done yet. It will finally fade away, but both sides willing to bet everything on that 2v2.
Ooh, that is a lot of summoner spells for JackeyLove. Fengyue using the heal, and Jackie double summoners here. Uses the flash, uses the ghost. So while Broken Blade and Labrov don't actually get the kill, this Aphelios is for sure a kill target, prime kill target now for G2.
Lane assignment coming out. Zuian once again sent up to the top lane. Broken Blade will see him shortly. Can't imagine they'll pivot away from this particular lane assignment, but we check in on the state of the game for the first time this series. G2 with a gold lead. 1.2K as Caps using an extra range to lay down some hurt onto Creme in the mid lane, and it's a minute until Hextech Drake, second of the game. Maybe where we see a big fight break out. Jackie, terrible guns, but should be able to cycle through pretty quickly for the coming fight. As Caps can't stop the recall.
I mean, as soon as Labrov gets his ult back, I mean, there's possible plays down here all over the place with flash advantages. See what they can actually do. Tian, though, on Trinity Force.
Well, Caps going to get knocked up by the Cyclone. Tian still running forward. Realm Warp on the way in. SkewMond trying to show up. Caps flash back to safety. Flash over the raging Skarner to find the kill. SkewMond now desperate to get something onto Tian. Creme respects it and will back away. Looks like the 1-for-1 overall mid lane for jungle.
Okay, talk about summoner spells. Everything getting used here. Creme uses both. Tian uses his as well. Caps in the end does go down. But G2, now if you look at the pace of the game, if they can take advantage on these flash timers for the next 5 minutes, they have a lot of areas to try and make plays off of. Let's see. As far as the kill credit as well going over there, Tian did get that one with his Trinity Force spike, really wanted it. SkewMond makes another pass towards mid, as you see, and teleport is being used mid too, so I don't know how long he could keep Creme interested, but topside just trading heavily. See what they do about the dragon.
Looks like they might concede, as you can see Tian moving up, and you see a lot of blue pings focused on the top side of the map, maybe thinking that that is their counterplay angle, not wanting to contest the Drake, but Creme getting more and more gold closer to those key items is starting to just shred through those mid waves, especially with the upgraded boots. Really just makes it that much harder for Caps to find lethal damage. As Tian sneaking his way in. Broken Blade demounted. Instant CC combo. No chance for him to get the remount. Tian grabbing another.
A tale as old as time. TES, they give up the dragon on bottom side. Drakos, one of the first two. This one down as well, but they go top side. Tian uses that timer.
Connects. Fengyue, double marks onto Labrov. Crucially, ults away, but Creme now the one in trouble. Running out to safety. Caps whittling down that HP bar. Bone plating. Keeps him alive for a second, but now the kill over to Labrov, looking for the re-engage in the bottom lane. Labrov finds the initial knockup. Hansama, the feathers flying. Fengyue still taking his sweet time, though, and it's just going to be a kill in the bottom lane. 2 quick kills for G2.
G2 do punish both of those critical flashes that were down. Jackie, they make the dive on bottom side. They get him. They make the gank towards mid lane and take down Creme as well. Caps is over 1,000 gold ahead this time, and Hans ahead as well.
A massive shift in the momentum of this series. It's not a game win yet, but G2 finally set up for success here. Having the tools, finding the angles, especially around the mid lane. Broken Blade suffering, but the rest of the map doing damn well.
Yeah, the return gank here. Stun from Syndra into the E from SkewMond. Wrapped around. Creme's not getting away from this one. And he may be a little bit angry about the early kill that the Syndra got as well. But bot side was another story as well. Labrov barely lived, by the way. That last tower shot doesn't even finish him off. He has been so good for G2. Makes the dive happen in time, uses the flash advantage, uses the ult that we are looking for.
And you can see Caps on the Syndra, 35-16. Oftentimes a champion that is kind of briefly in the meta and then falls away, nerfed or buffed out, but comfortable with this, the most recent set of buffs, bringing it back in and having an excellent performance thus far. And again, if you're JackeyLove, you're sweating a bit. The Locket of the Iron Solari from Fengyue is not going to be enough to keep you standing in these fights. Dragon set up though. Eyes on Tian. Cap spotted out, isolated, taken down. The 1,000 gold lead from G2 just disappears in an instant. But now they're hoping to take out Tian, guaranteeing the next Drake. They will get one back in return. Knock up onto Broken Blade. Labrov caught out. The Rakan vulnerable. The dash doesn't get him over the wall. The decimating smash to follow. Down goes Labrov.
I mean, this is all during a timer. They make the decision here while Creme is top. So everybody sees Creme top. So they want to make a fast play initially, Drakos. And TS are like, okay, fine. We've got such good position. Native.
SkewMond. Root there, flash over from Hansama, looking for the lockup. Ulti for JackeyLove for a bit of extra healing. Onslaught, the Severum Q. Allows him to speed away, but Hansama, blinking health bar. Realm Warp there from Creme. No flash available for the Ryze, but just a few seconds away from the Ghost coming back off cooldown. He's going to be forced to back off, but TES now with control of the mid lane.
I mean, it was so crazy that it turned out this way because TS, they're making this play while they're split pushing with Ryze, and yet they can pull off the play so quickly that they get the extra kill down there while having the extra person playing the other lane. So huge benefits there, chopping down on the gold lead. TES, they make the call, they make the quick plays. They do not hesitate. And G2, really, yeah, losing some of those shutdowns, some of that money. See if it hurts.
There's like 2,000 gold shifted back to get things a little bit closer to TES's favor, and crucially, just deleting caps before the fight can really even start. It's a vulnerability we highlighted as Broken Blade forced to flash away from Zuian. I don't think he'll continue for the dive here, but can at least interrupt the full charge on the decimating smash. It's a tricky game. G2 have a really substantial edge, but TES just so good at capitalizing on these quick plays, and as you said, making multiple plays simultaneously across the map.
Yeah, quite interesting on the setup for the last one, with the Sion and the Wukong having good position. But now on the Herald, Caps is going to run straight towards them. They pop the eye early.
TP coming in from behind. They know Caps is vulnerable. He at least has the flash. Herald now picked up. Zuian waiting, hoping to deny them an escape. Creme going to be rooted up by Hansama. Hansama vulnerable here. Flash forward from Fengyue. Looking to guarantee a bit more. The feathers fly, but Hansama already getting spinned on. And it's a shutdown to Creme.
And this time it is G2. They've got Broken Blade splitting bottom side, and TS punish them. They get the Herald, they get the kill onto the AD carry as well, Drakos. Now they can take even more because they have control of the map.
Hoping maybe to stop a recall here, won't be able to do it. Catching this wave, but you highlighted control of the map 20 seconds before Cloud responds. Maybe they'd like a couple of resets, but with mid-prio in their favor, they're not too concerned. Labrov gonna kick things off, knocking Creme back into the wall. Hook going a little bit wide. Creme should fall here, but the flash, the unleashed power, not powerful enough. Oh. Flash forward from Caps, he's determined. Labrov gonna get it done. The electrocute, Rakan finding a way, and it's JackeyLove with a blinking health bar, running for his life as SkewMond now on a killing spree. Caps set to finish off Fengyue, knocks him down ahead of the third Drake of the game, but Tian in the back line, escaping, holding on to life, maybe hoping for a 50-50.
G2, they keep the hope alive, they keep the play going so long, they don't allow you to reset. Creme down, JackeyLove down, Fengyue down, and that should be Dragon number 3.
SkewMond there, G2 finally finding that fight fully in their favor, no cross map, nothing else going against them.
And it is SkewMond and Labrov. They do not want to let this play die. They don't want to let TS reset.
Hold that
they
thought.
see Creme.
Hansama's dead.
Uh-oh.
And for that brief moment of elation where it feels like G2 get away with everything, they get out scot-free, they don't concede anything else instantaneously. There is another play by TES around the mid lane. Tian, fearless. Still has the clone, determined to get another camp, but it won't go like the Scuttlecraft did. This man is dancing, he's dodging everything. Dark spheres, gleaming quills. JackeyLove set up in the mid lane. SkewMond now going to punish. Much less effective tools for JackeyLove to escape. A quick kill to come in for G2 as Caps gets it.
The pace of this game is incredible. I love the kill after kill. We're keeping the kills going. On top side, we're splitting again for TES while Broken Blade and G2 are going to take down mid tower.
That they are.
Oh.
Almost 1,000 of gold apiece for the G2 solo laners, empowered in this game, most certainly. Labrov just continuing to be a nuisance. And it feels like both sides support jungle's always looking to make plays. Fengyue is the downside of the Thresh. You're so damn vulnerable. The weak, scattered, charmed, knocked up, knocked down. Labrov takes the kill.
Who are you interrupting that recall for? You have no teammates around anywhere. He's just trying to be annoying, trying to interrupt Broken Blade's recall. After G2 had just taken that mid turret, they had priority, and G2 now are taking over.
Want to just keep pressing for more. Tian locked up. Creme, nice route. The interrupt. Tower down. Of course, Herald's still there. The pressure point paid potentially for TES.
G2 keeping the tempo high, pressuring here on TES and making them falter. Now we only have just over 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 18 seconds on that Dragon Soul arrival, Drakos. G2 with the extra one last time around. Now they set themselves up for a very big engage.
And it's the Cloud. It's the Cloud, Kobe, for the Rakan, for the Kled. Another potential pick. Fengyue That's the Q connecting onto Caps. Caps gonna take a decent chunk of damage, but they can't afford to follow up. Step forward, unleash power, but no, the locket and the lantern keep Fengyue standing.
Okay, they wanted to execute. Not gonna be able to get it this time around, but still, retaking vision around the dragon, even ahead of time, is pretty critical because there's so much engaged. As you're talking about, with the Rakan, Kled, Skarner combination from G2, TES have to be very careful in their setup. They use the Rift Herald towards mid to get mid priority first and teleport on it as well. Get everyone here.
Break open mid. G2 immediately gonna retreat. Herald mount up is there. Zuian looking for another crash, a knock up. Bit more pokes. Zuian very far forward. They're going to take a big chunk, hoping to eat a couple of cooldowns. Lantern there, backsteps. Excellent ward to interrupt the Lantern, forcing the ult out. But now Kled is charging in response. Labrov instantly on top, and G2 just descend on TES, charging into their back line, giving them no hope of response. Creme, though, wants to make a difference, continues to step up. The discrepancy between both teams doesn't matter to him. He knows Baron on the table for G2. He wants to do something.
The defense is good from G2 at the secondary tower, and it should turn into Baron unless TES can pull something magical out of their hat right now.
Tian has the flash. The ulti, the warrior trickster. Hoping to sneak his way into this one. Realm Warp to bait G2. 8K getting lower. G2 debating. Can they finish it? Instead, they turn their sights to Creme, but they can't find the knock up into the wall. Tian finds his way into the backline, forces a flashback from Hansama. Creme going to go down without finding anything else in return. And now it's Tian sent running. But with G2, all of their health bars blinking and JackeyLove on the way, they can't keep going. Fengyue knows, though, that he has to keep the fight happening because JackeyLove is coming in, ready to try and make the difference. Ulti across the team. G2 holding on, they back away, but no Baron will fall.
Oh my goodness, on the edge of a knife there. TES, they do stop the Baron. It cost them Creme's life. G2 get a good turn with the CC combination, stun him, and are able to pick up the extra kill. But TES, they do stop the Baron. Tian has to use his flash, and Fengyue gets there with the Lantern as well to get him to safety. Look at this. The stun and the combination on the Creme is really nice because SkewMond takes him away from the Lantern, so Creme can't get back to it. Tian does put pressure onto Hansama. The ult into flash is what TES are able to get out of this, those cooldowns, which maybe there's an angle later on. But they do, at the very least for TES, stop that Baron.
20 seconds until the Dragon fight's already breaking out. Tian in the midst of the team. They know he has no flash. If they take this jungler down, Soul will be theirs. Tian now going to fall. Decimating smash, not enough to save him. Caps off on the flank with Broken Blade. JackeyLove cannot even play the game. Nowhere for the Aphelios to go. Caps taking down another. G2 just obliterating TES in the fight.
G2 come alive on the MSI stage here. They're going to be able to take the ace, and they're going to be able to take the Baron.
The 2K difference in the Coinbase gold grind. Caps now unstoppable. 6-2-8, 16 stacks in the book. He saw Creme do it. He's happy to respond.
The initial fight down here with SkewMond and Labrov going against Tian, trying to fight him, cut him off from the rest of the team. You saw Labrov there really biding his time. I like that positioning. He waits and then he pops his ult to bring him back to the rest of the squad. Nice charm from him. Then they get the extra kidnap with SkewMond, and Broken Blade from the other side got to pull off the full pincer attack. G2 will collect every single kill, plus the Baron, and I assume will be able to return for the Dragon Soul as well. Now that they've got all that money from the full 5 kills plus the Baron.
This is going to have to be the fight if TES want to turn it, if they want to keep the trend of 3-0s across the board.
Another stun.
On the Kled, hook, gonna go wide. Creme getting knocked back into the wall. Feathers flying, good ulti coming in from the Aphelios. Caps looking for the disengagers. Labrov locks up just about everybody on TES. Locked down there, Caps still standing. Raining damage down onto TES. They finally demount Broken Blade, but it's a quadra for Caps. They're gonna look to give him the Penta. G2 well and truly unleashed on the international stage.
Caps pentakill! Caps Syndra is able to get it in G2! They're fighting back!
No 3-0s today. It was grim, but in game 3, G2 bring it back. They find the angles in the fights. They punish Top Esports, but we're not done yet, Kobe.
It's not even over.
It's not even over.
Oh.
25 stacks on the Medjais. G2 won another round.
I've been alerted that's Caps' 9th ever pentakill. Collecting another one. Syndra got buffed on the patch, Drakos, and he's immediately in there.
And I gotta say, the Syndra looks good, but also the setup with Broken Blade, ulting in, giving him all that movement speed.
Oh,
the
yeah.
only way he can follow these long-range engages is that, but you already see Flash forced out of JackeyLove. Not gonna have it for the fight. Tian risking a lot for the 50-50. G2 though, disciplined, pull off the objective. 2.6k health, they should just burn through him. Well played by G2, not giving an angle for the steal.
Yeah, you can't do the normal, jump over, try and steal, and then lantern out if the Skarner is there to trap him up, and that should wrap it up for G2. 10,000 gold and a Cloud Soul. Here they come to finish the job.
Only 2.5 items for JackeyLove. Not the late game threat that he wanted to be. Hasn't had the space or the time. G2 composed in these fights. Much better tools to turn things in their favor this time around to allow them to press that lead. The analyst has said it had to be Caps, and it certainly has been. 3.7k ahead of his opposing number as G2 once again look to just obliterate TES in their own base. Sion, though, kicking things off pretty nicely, but it doesn't matter because the backline is already falling. Creme living far too long, but the supers are streaming into the base of Top Esports, and there's just no way they can hold. Knockup flashback by Tian to get away from the entrance. But G2 know it's done. They've shifted things back. They've brought things back for the first time at MSI 2026. It will not be a 3-0. G2 will not go quietly to the lower bracket.
Man, Caps with a pentakill. Labrov and SkewMond with insane games. The engages from them, constantly getting their picks, constantly getting their setups. I believe SkewMond did not die the entire game. And analysts, how you feeling? We broke the curse. No more 3-0s. That was for you, Raz.
Let's go! I was blaming you when I shouldn't have.
Game 4,
Game 4, Game 4, Game 4. Give us 5!
And they come with the fire that we want.